Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. God damn it, man. Here it is, guys. My holy grail finally came in these three massive boxes, as you can see. So this is the obviously the DX bonus version. As you can see, I have number 99 of 999. So again, this for those of you who don't know, this is the Prime Studios Jungle Hunter Predator. This is obviously the deluxe version, but also comes with some different goodies here. So as you can see, three massive boxes. I mean, this is pretty much taller than me, you know, as I stack them on top. So obviously this video is gonna be the unboxing. Now obviously I already took some of the parts out of the box, so it's not gonna be your typical unboxing because you know, I wanted to make sure that everything was alright. So I'm gonna show you everything individually, and then pretty much the follow-up video is gonna be a review where I'm gonna talk about, you know, the statue and all the swap outs. So yeah, these are pretty much the brown boxes. So yeah, let's take a look at the art boxes themselves. And here, as you can see, are the three massive art boxes. So pretty much one of them has the base, which is obviously very massive. One of them has the body and the lower legs, and then there's a box that contains all four head sculpts. So pretty much with this one, I'm gonna show you guys, you have two biomasks, one which is very movie accurate, the other one is similar to the Core Scale statue, which is like the big game cover, which has more, I guess, of a 3D effect. So as you can see, this one is pretty much my favorite look. Very awesome right there, as you can see, using his laser right there from the mask. You have the spine. So again, this is the deluxe bonus. So, this is pretty much the ultimate version of the Jungle Hunter Predator. This one has a lot of swap outs. Again, this box is similar in size, so it's quite hard to tell which one had the base in or the other stuff. I think this one had the four head sculpts, so I'm not sure 100%. But again, I had to do this in my kitchen here because I couldn't fit all these boxes in my room. It would have been a bitch to film, so I brought them here. Also, the lighting is a little bit better. So obviously this one has the Gort mask, which is awesome. Again, a lot of fans are not huge on this mask. I actually like this one a lot. Obviously, it was a prototype, was never used in the movie, but there was some behind the scenes, with Kevin Peter Hall on this, using this mask. Obviously, this was changed in the movie because one of the producers thought that this mask looked pretty much, how the Predator is without the mask. So his opinion was that he was giving the design away. So obviously Stan Winston redesigned the mask to look like that, which is more, I guess, a simple design, more elegant design. This is obviously very aggressive, but again, one of the Predators in the Predator 2, you know, at the end of the movie, was actually using this mask, so it's cool. And also, I think the Celtic Predator from AVP was inspired by this design, so it's very cool to see. So on the back here, obviously have in the middle the Predator logo. Again, this one is massive. On the back you have different artwork here. As you can see, this is the 3D I guess mask, where you have more of design, but we all know in the movie it was pretty much painted on just like that one. So it's very awesome. Again, let's look at these ones to see what's on the back. Obviously I don't want to drop these on the floor. See, as you can see, very nice material, very colorful. So this is one of the head sculpts. This is like the semi-open mouth, as you can see, very awesome. And these are gonna blow your mind away. Once you see this in person, it's different from obviously seeing pictures and obviously videos. In person, you know, it's a lot bigger than you guys think. It's massive. Obviously the statue is overscaled, but it's not a big deal. Again, I'm gonna show that into more details as we go on. Again, this video is pretty much I'm gonna show you, it's a semi unboxing. I'm gonna show you all the elements. And again, a big huge thanks to Alex, man. If you're seeing this video, thanks a lot for making my dream come true. Obviously I've been wanting to get this piece ever since it was released. I remember seeing the first pictures of the prototype, and then obviously Prime 1 went ahead and did some changes to like the some of the bits, like the armor. I know some of the gauntlets, they added more details. They adjusted the position of the shoulder cannon, also some details on the back. Again, I'm going to include some pictures and before and after, pretty much what they did. So yeah, obviously 3 massive boxes, the whole weight of the statue, you know, with the shipper boxes and the 3 boxes, I think it's 220 pounds, which is insane. It's a lot heavier than me. So yeah, let's take a look at all the elements and we'll go from there. Okay, and here's a quick look at the instructions. I mean, pretty big book right here. So you pretty much have all the elements there, and when you have this orange like rectangle right there, that means that that's pretty much all the DX or bonus parts that are included with this. Again, this being the DX bonus, so again these are part of the bonus here. This is the DX. Again, it shows you how to put the batteries and whatnot, where all the buttons are. How to put the scorpion on the base here, all of the heads. Again, very nice. And also here, it pretty much tells you where everything goes in the box. Again, massive. These were 3 big boxes. Again, very heavy. They're about 220 pounds altogether, and I believe the statue is about, I don't know, 130 pounds, which is crazy. I mean, this base is massive big. I'm gonna show that here in a few seconds, guys. And you have all of the elements, all of the leaves here, the foliage that goes inside the base. So a lot of steps right there where you put the body. And then here's the final page. Massive instruction, guys. The batteries in the mask. You have 2 cannons with this one, and that's the skull. It's from the DX bonus, and you have the 2 logos here. So yeah, let's take a look at the elements. Oh my god, this guy comes with a lot of parts, guys. So again, bear with me here. There's a lot of stuff here. So let's start with this corner. So you get, I think this is pretty cool, you get an extra Ziploc bag here with some quills. If you ever break them on the body or on the face, there's a few here that you can replace. That's pretty cool. You have the necklace here. Like the details in the bones, man, these are insane. You have all these types of bone. This one looks like almost like a rabbit foot or something. These are very realistic how they made. You have some skulls right there, maybe some birds. This goes around the body, obviously. Another one, a lot of you know, critters and whatnot. This one almost looks like a, I forgot the name of the fish. You know, it has an elongated nose right there with the pointy teeth. You know, a lot of, you know, birds and whatnot. And obviously you have the big vertebrae here that goes around the body. You have 2 logos. I forgot which one was the deluxe version. I believe it was this one, and this one came with the regular version. What's cool about these, obviously this is die cast here, and this is like raised. This is like the movie title. Very heavy, full resin. I prefer this one. So you have 2 options obviously there, and then moving on, you have 2 plasma cannons. This is the regular version, and obviously this one has a light up. If I can find the button, I think it's this one right there. Okay, so this one doesn't have the batteries. I think, yeah, this is the one that goes like this. It's a little bit stupid, but again, that's an extra display for you guys there. This is the regular one. So there you go, there's a light up right there, very nice. Right there, this is just magnetized on the backpack. It's very cool. I like this is pretty light. I'm not sure if this, I think it's almost PVC. I'm not 100% certain. And then moving on here, have a lot of hands right there. So let's start with the open ones. Again, the details are insane, and look at how big they are. You know, next to my hand right there. You have the nice sculpting of the glove right there, the leather texture. The details, the long fingernails. And you have these like metal spikes. But look at that right there. The glossiness is fantastic. So you have 2 of these. You have 2 fists right there on the regular version. And then if you get the DX bonus, you have these right there, which are pretty much like that, which I guess kind of makes sense when you think about it, because this one doesn't. It's almost like he's poking himself, you know, with the long fingernails, so that doesn't make sense. I think this was how he, you know, how he saw in the movie. Because I think even Kevin Peter Hall inside the suit, it's because of him that he made like these gestures right there. Because again, I would assume he would have poked himself with the, you know, the fingernails right there. So again, these are part of the X bonus, which is cool. And then you have this is again part of the bonus, Hopper's dog tags. Again, and this would have make actually I think a very cool movie. If you make like a prequel to the original, I think a lot of people want to see this. So again, these are die cast. You can see right there, very nice details. Obviously, this is bloody. And then you have 4 different types of wrist blades. You have the short ones. Again, these are die cast. Very nice and sharp. So be very careful when handling these. So these are the medium. You have large and extra large. Again, this is part of the DX bonus. These ones. Again, these were seen at the end of the movie when he was strapping Dutch. You know, he was putting this around his neck, and these went inside the log. And then here you have the belt right here. This is magnetizes right there in the middle. And then you have 2, obviously, masks. Again, this was I was talking about. This is the more 3D effect that the previous statue had, the Coral Skull version. Again, this is not necessarily movie accurate, but it's more detailed. As you can see, these have like a raised effect inside, the battle damage right there. And this one also has a light up. Obviously, you put your batteries inside there, and there's the button. Hopefully I'm not gonna drop this, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but there's the button. So let me see if I can activate it with my other finger. There you go, you have the nice laser right there. Boom. So again, this is one option. I think one of these they've actually included after releasing the pre-order. But again, this one is the more movie accurate version. As you can see, this has the painted detail, and this is very heavy. I like how also they've corrected the lenses right there. If you can see in the light, it's like a, you know, plastic covering, and then you have the mesh inside. Yeah, pretty much sure that that's plastic, the lenses. You can see all the nice battle damage, and you also have the green like hues. It's not just silver metallic. You have a lot of paint applications, and very accurate. I mean, I think a lot of companies have a very hard time to give us accurate biomask, at least from the first Predator movie. I think Sideshow made like a cinema maquette back in the day, or a maquette, should I say, and that was pretty accurate. But I think the reason is because it was made in a partnership with Stan Winston. But all the other masks, even like from Hot Toys, they are not 100% accurate. I think this is where it comes, you know, to accuracy is pretty much almost 100%. The shapes is fantastic. I think, like I said, most companies have this part here like too narrow. This is just the right, you know, the right amount of width, so it's fantastic. Again, the details, you have the wires here. So yeah, also a small detail in the movie when he takes the mask off, I think he removes the wires here first, and not, you know, obviously these plugs inside the head. But yeah, just a quick detail right there. So yeah, this is just the first batch of the extras, and again we have a lot more to take a look. So okay, moving on here, so I have more elements. Obviously, this is a pouch that goes on the belt. As you can see, that's magnetized. Here you have the option, if you are removing the backpack, you can put this piece on the back instead. This is pretty much to emulate like the end of the movie when he's removing the biomask. He's removing his shoulder cannon when he was about to fight Arnold. So as you can see, fantastic paint application on this. Again, this just magnetized on the back. Then you have a small piece right there. This is the snake. That's part of the tree. Again, very nice details on here. Not sure what type of snake this is, so if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. And again, speaking of the backpack, here is this massive piece. As you can see, magnetized on the back. You have a wire there which you connect to the cannon. And then again, part of the DX version, you have Billy's skull right there in the spine. Wow, look at the blood on this, guys. You have the muscles right there. You have bits and pieces on the skull right there. It's very nasty and gross. As you can see, you have meat right there and tendons. This is a very big piece. You have all the spines right there. Wow, this is nasty. I think the one that comes with the Berserker Predator, it's even more nastier than this, if you believe it or not. That one has like an eyeball and such inside. As you can see here, they've added blood to the hand, which I believe was requested by the fans, because at first the hand was pretty clean, so it didn't make sense So they've added that blood, but again, fantastic. Again, this is one solid piece. It's not that heavy, but you know, it's very detailed and gruesome. Again, when the light hits the skull, as you can see, it looks very fresh and wet. So this is fantastic. Again, putting this here very gently because I'm not used to handling statues. Again, this goes around his waist, and I know a lot of people said that this is not movie accurate. It is movie accurate. I'm gonna put some pictures above. This was on him in the movie. There's different behind the scenes where you can see this. I'm not sure it's screen accurate, but I know behind the scenes these were actually was added on his waist. Then you have a tree trunk right there, very small one. This pegs on the rock. And then speaking on the waist, this pretty much goes, you know, on the legs right there. Very nice. I like how they burned the tips right there. This is very nice leathery piece. Especially here on the back, very genuine leather. This is not gonna crack over time, but the quality on this one is fantastic. And you also have this massive tree trunk right there. So this is the snake that I was talking about. Again, fantastic details. Again, so make sure guys stick around until the next video, because I'm gonna do a review on this one. So again, just showing you guys the individual pieces. Now the only complaint about the whole statue, I would say, is the paint application right there on like the damaged part of the tree. I think the sculpt is a little bit soft. I would put a lot more paint application inside there, considering how much this thing was. Again, I like the moss and everything, but right there it's a little bit sloppy. As you can see next to the snake's head right there, that part looks a little bit sloppy. But in person it's looking a lot better. But again, considering how much this thing was, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the beige part, but the rest of the tree is very convincing. As you can see, you have all the vines right there. And again, this thing is massive. Next to my hand right there, again, it has a big peg which goes inside the base. So yeah, this one is a very nice piece. As you can see, the snake kind of wraps around it, and then you attach the small tail part right there. So yeah, awesome base. And we have more parts right there, guys. This is all the plants. Again, these are pretty cool how they're made. They kind of remind me, if you go to like a pet shop, you go to like the aquarium section or reptile section, these are like, you know, plastic plants. I mean, they do a good job. They're pretty convincing. Again, these are PVC, soft PVC, pretty pliable. So I kind of like how these are made. I think they look better than if these were actually sculpted resin. I think if they would have made these resin, they would have been very fragile. So the way they are made is pretty cool. Again, very soft. So you got 4 of these. Again, this one is a bit bigger. Then you have 2 of these, and then 3 of these ones. Again, I don't know the specific names. And then you have this one, which are kind of massive. They all kind of plug into like this plasticky peg. And again, they go around the base. I'm gonna show you guys that. So yeah. Oh yeah, guys, look at those heads right there. Fucking hell. Excuse my language, but wow. These are the best you know, jungle hunter heads I've seen on the market. And again, I've been collecting predators, guys, you know, collectibles, figures, whatnot, since like 2004, and these are not even funny. In fact, let me just adjust the lighting here to add more light, because I want to show you guys the details here. Here you go, put my lights on these. As you can see, fantastic. I like the whole wet look, which I think some of their core scale statues were kind of lacking. Those are pretty dry, but this one is very nice. The paint application, see all the dots, the pattern is fantastic. I like also the mandibles right there, the spiky bits. It's like a translucent resin, so you can see all the like you know, the light kind of passes through. Also inside the mouth, you see all the veins right there. It's very crazy. The teeth, I think the teeth on these were reworked since the prototype, and you see the eyes right there. Very nice paint application. You have the quills, which is lacking on the Hot Toys version. Obviously those are kind of sculpted on the Hot Toys, but these are actually you know added individually. So I'm not sure which was the one that was the deluxe. I think it's with this one, the closed mandibles, I guess semi-closed. Also, speaking of closed mandibles, they released like a separate bust, which was like $1,000. If you want to complete all the looks, I may get that in the future, who knows. But like, I think that was like between $800 and $1,000. You pretty much get like a closed mandible sculpt plus like a half torso kind of base, which is pretty cool. And then this is also part of the deluxe. This is the Gort mask. Again, I'm a big fan of these designs. As you can see right there, very glossy. You see the mesh inside. Again, this was the prototype mask for the Jungle Hunter. Obviously it was scrapped. You only see this one in behind the scenes. But what's cool is, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, at the end of Predator 2, you can see like the Lost Tribe. You can see one of them has this mask. I think it's called the Warrior. So that's pretty cool. That's Dan Winston. Sorry guys, reuse this mask. I think also this mask, I think in AVP was kind of inspired by this one, and they've also made like Celtic, which has like similar designs to this one. So this is very cool. I like the whole more aggressive look versus the two others. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys more obviously in details. But again, the battle damage is fantastic on these. The details, the biomechanical look. This one very aggressive. And then the final piece here, again, this is part of the DX bonus, is Mac's skull. Obviously he got shot in the head. What's interesting about this is a lot bigger, the skull part I mean, versus the one that comes with the spine, should I say. Again, I'm losing my words guys because I'm very excited. You know, finally I have this in my hands. I've been waiting to have this like since like it was released. Again, a true holy grail set. This is a lot bigger than the other one, so I'm not sure why. In fact, let me show you again against this guy right here, which is a Winter Scale. This is the Henry Cavill, which is by the way sold. He's on payment plan. But again, show you like guys the whole, you know, the proportions. I mean, this is definitely overscaled. I mean, the whole statue is. But as you can see, even this one was kind of overscaled. As you can see, like the size of the skull. It's even interesting how this is kind of stretched, like the whole skull part. So it's interesting, but again, it's not a big deal. So yeah, fantastic. Again, this is very heavy. You can see all the details where the spine goes right there, and all the teeth right there. This one is missing in the front, the cavities, everything. Fantastic. Again, massive piece. As you can see right there, it almost looks like it's half scale in my hand. But yeah, great piece to have. Also, another cool detail here when looking at the dreads, these are kind of vinyl material, so are very pliable. What a lot of people done is they use heat, either a hair dryer or heat gun, to heat them up, because sometimes off the box they are a little bit flat on the head. This one is not that bad. This one, as you can see, definitely needs more volume, so I might do that, I may not. It all depends on how it looks on the body, so we'll see that on the review. But yeah, these all look fantastic. You can see all the small veins right there. God damn, it's so alive. Like, we are so far away. I remember like my first Predator figure was the Jungle Hunter from McFarlane back in 2004, and now here we are in 2026. Such a great year to start, man. Wow. I mean, this is gonna be hard to beat. I know Primon obviously released other, you know, Predator statues from like the City Hunter, Berserker came out recently, and then you have the AVP ones. But man, this is such a classic design. It's gonna be very difficult to beat. As you can see right there, you have a translucency. Wow. As you can see, the light kind of goes through. Wow. I mean, the only thing I think, you know, if I'm nitpicking here, what's missing is maybe some saliva, you know, on the teeth right there, on the gums, whatever. But it's not a big deal. I mean, these are very massive. They're about 9 inches tall, as you can see next to my hand. But yeah, the details, the paint applications, the best, you know, Jungle Hunter head sculpts out there, like, period. This is not even funny. Again, maybe if you're getting like life-size busts, then those can be more detailed, but as is, these are killer. Okay, and this is the final parts right here, guys, for the unboxing. You can see this is the torso. I put this on the pillow just to, you know, avoid damage. As you can see, this is massive, guys. Just take a look at the paint application, the quills, you know, how the netting is attached. It's insane. I was looking at the bonus material, and one of the designers who actually, you know, was responsible to adding the netting to the suit actually said that he was the netting was actually glued down. And what's funny here, I'm not sure if A prime one did this on purpose. I don't know if they were aware, but actually the netting is glued down, you know, at every point right there. As you can see, there it's pretty much glued, you know, but it's a little bit loose, but they have added a little bit of glue, which is very movie accurate. Again, I'm not sure if they knew about that. And again, the battle damage on the armor, you can see the green tinges. This is like a leathery part, it's not sculpted. Again, this is where the wrist blades go. This actually lights up. I don't think I have the batteries for this, but again, that's opened. I'm gonna show you that when I assemble this guy. Again, this is the extra head where you put the masks. Again, they've sculpted the bottom of this. It's pretty much like where the mask goes. And again, same deal here. You have the vinyl dreads. Again, very accurate. You have 3 beads per like dread. Wow, the details on this guy is phenomenal. And there's a look at the base. God damn it. This is very, I guess it's a pain in the ass for a lot of reasons. So let's talk about the negative on this one. First, again, I was very lucky because I asked the seller. He was gracious enough to bring the statue over to my house. And I asked him, would you mind helping me just to put the legs on, because this is the most difficult part of the statue. So essentially the issue is aligning the pegs. So here you have like a massive rod that goes inside this leg. It's like this thick. It's very a big die cast part. But the biggest issue, if I can get across here, is that leg. So this leg pretty much like has like a small peg. And I think this is like a design issue. So pretty much a lot of people, what they do is they assemble the legs by themselves, and this is not like a weight issue. I think that the main issue is you have to be 2 to pretty much fit the 2 pegs inside at the same time, which is very difficult to do. I was able to do this with the, again, the seller. It took me like 45 seconds to do this, but he was telling me that at his house, when he got the statue, like it took him like almost 1 hour. There was like 3 people involved and he was struggling. But again, if you're not doing this right, you can potentially snap the toenails right there. As you can see, those are separate pieces and you don't have a lot of room, you know, to mess this thing up. Again, this is very scary. It was very stressful to do, but again, we were able to do this. It took us probably 2 shots, again 40 seconds of wiggle, and then we got in place. And I was like so thankful that nothing broke. Again, you also have the small scorpion that goes right there. There's a little peg. Again, this I, you know, pre-assembled it just to save some time. Again, this goes here, this goes around, and then you put the body in. But just take a look at how crazy the base is, guys. You have this translucent resin. You have the fish right there. I'm not sure if those are accurate to where the movie was shot in Latin America. I think a lot of people were saying that those were like Japanese fish. But regardless, you have all the rocks right there. Very glossy. This looks very realistic. And then you have the tree trunk right there, which that goes inside there. There's a massive peg, and this base is monstrous, guys. I mean, thank God I got a brand new garage shelf, because this from there to there is like 27 inches, and as you can see, it's kind of poking out a little bit. It's not a big deal. So my plan is to put like a lazy Susan underneath. Hopefully it's gonna take the weight. It's supposed to you know, carry like 200 pounds, so hopefully I'm gonna be secured. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough room to kind of rotate it around, because again, I want to see all the angles to the statue here. But this base is gonna be fantastic. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the full you know, review of this guy, which is gonna be out soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, happy new year. This I think is my second video of 2026, so wish you all the best this year. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you very soon. Have a great day. Take care, guys. Bye bye.